Okay, so today's lesson, we're talking about recording our work. Using algebra tiles can make some things easier because you can see and touch the math, but it might be difficult to remember what you do, and especially if you want to communicate that with anybody. So we're going to practice how to record our work. So I'm going to take this tile mat and I'm going to show the work for it. So the first thing, when I'm recording my work, I start with my original expression. So I'm going to start with the top on the left side. I have two negative x tiles, so I go negative 2x. Because it's on the top, I'm separating everything with a plus sign, so plus negative 3, plus 1. And now I'm going to go to the bottom. So on the bottom, I see a negative x tile, so negative x, and then plus 3 unit tiles. Notice that I put these around parentheses because I wanted the whole thing. I'm writing exactly what I'm seeing, and I put that minus there because it's on the opposite side. Now I'm going to go to the right side and do the same thing. On the top, I see 2 plus negative 3 unit tiles. And then on the bottom, I have an x tile plus negative 2. And again, I put the minus here because of this right here. Okay, so the first thing that I like to do is I like to flip. So I'm going to move the negative x and it becomes an x up top. The positive 1 becomes a negative 1. The positive 1 on the bottom becomes a negative 1 on top. And the positive 1 on the bottom becomes a negative 1 on top. And what that does right here is that the negative 2x plus negative 3 stays the same because I didn't do anything with that. And plus the 1. But now it says plus x. So remember that opposite of negative x is x, and plus negative 3. So everything now is separated by plus signs. That means it's all on the top. I'm going to do the same thing for here, is flip my tiles up. And what happens over here is that I'm now going to have the 2 plus negative 3 doesn't change. But now I'm going to have plus a negative x and plus 2 because they were negative on the bottom. So what did I do? I flipped tiles from negative region to positive. Okay. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to take 0 pairs. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take all my 0 pairs off of this side. And this is how it changes. So I combined the negative 2x and the x, and that left me with just one negative x. And then I combined the negative 3 plus the 1 plus the negative 3. And so that leaves me plus negative 5, which is what I have here. And I'm going to do the same thing on the right side. So I'm going to take these off. So I'm left with a negative x plus 1. And I combine these, 2 plus negative 3 plus 2 is positive 1. So what did I do? I took off my 0 pairs. Okay. So now I'm almost done. Now I'm going to take off the negative x from both sides. That's the only balance set I can take off. So I'm left with a negative 5 on the left side and a positive 1. And what did I do? I took off balance sets. Now here I can write that the left side, or I'm going to say the right side, is bigger as 1 is bigger than negative 5. So on here, I just put my answer. Okay. All right, so today you're going to practice that a little bit. I gave you the explanations. Just practice on the tile mat and write your expressions afterwards.